we're gonna Okay, so we have not only our live here on Facebook under the Mirage Spa Education page, but we also are doing it live on Zoom. So I'm so excited to be able to do this for you guys. So give me just a second here. I'm just kind of getting everything set up. So what we are doing today is we are going to be doing a crushed glass look nail. It's going to be very exciting. Let me make this a spotlight. All right, there we go. Okay, so we're going to be doing a crushed glass nail. Now we're going to do two different ways. We're going to do one with acrylic and, believe it or not, tinfoil. Okay, so if you want to join right along with me, that is awesome. We're going to be using the acrylic from Spa One. So that's this acrylic here. And as you can see, spa1.ca, but actually if you go to the nailtech store, it's NTS, nailtechstore.ca, you can get this product. So we're going to be using that today. And we are going to be using, like I said, regular old tin foil. And then we're also going to be doing another way that we can do this cool nail. So just stay tuned and we're going to have some fun. So let's start with the more difficult of the two nails. Okay, so I'm going to move one of these out of the way. Now all this is just a nail that is on a stick. And then this is just like sticky tack with a full coverage nail on the top of it. The reason I do that when I'm doing all of my artwork is because it just gives me something that's easy to hold on to. So that's kind of why I do that. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to, before we add any acrylic to anything, we are going to take our tin foil. Now, you know, tin foil or aluminum foil comes in a lot of different thicknesses. So some of it is really, really, really thin, and some of it is a little bit thicker. This is very thin tin foil. It is like the cheapest of the cheap, cheap, cheap. And we are going to be cutting some pieces, and we're going to get this all ready to go before we actually sit down with our nail. Now, if I knew this is something that a client wanted, I would come through and cut this out before they got to me. So you can do, like, you know, it typically shatters in like triangles, right? So we have like long shards and triangles, and that's typically how glass shatters. So those are the pieces that you want. And you can have all kinds of different things here. So I'm just taking a second and I am just kind of cutting some shards of glass here. And there is, I think there's glitter out there that's probably like this, which is pretty cool. So definitely, you know, there's different things that you can look for. And you want long pieces, and you want short pieces, and you want little tiny triangles, and you want long triangles, and you're going to want a variety because that is what we're going to be sticking in our nail. Okay, and we are going to be encapsulating this with acrylic, which I think is really pretty cool. So I like to do acrylic encapsulations. I've done gel encapsulations. I've done all of it. Okay, so you can kind of see what we're going with here. You see all of our little shards. It's not a real broken mirror, just a pretend broken mirror. All right. And also, okay, so while some of you are live, some of you are on Zoom, I'm so excited. I'm so glad. So I definitely want some engagement today. I would love to hear if you are a nail technician or if you are going to school. So let's start with that. So are you a nail tech or are you going to school? Go ahead and just type that in the comments. And then after you get that answered, then I'm going to ask you another question. Okay, so I think that looks pretty good. I don't know if you can kind of see, like, everything that we have here are little crushed pieces. There's also something to know about tinfoil. There's the shiny side and the not so shiny side. Okay, when we're doing crushed glass, you want to have the shiny side up. Okay, so something to remember. Okay, so we are going to now get all of our acrylic ready. Acrylic is my jam. You guys, I love me some acrylic. Okay, now, did you know you can actually mix colors of acrylic? That's a class for another day, but I just want you to know that that is something that you can do. So I am going to be using a powder that I have mixed. Once again, this is the Spa One acrylic, and I actually mixed this to be like a cover pink. Okay, so we're just right now, I've been noticing a lot of people just kind of want like that nude, very simple look. So we're going to use that, and we're going to be using our Spa One liquid. Okay, I want to show you a little trick. I think I had showed this several times before, but here's our little dish. And before you get ready to do this, you have to, of course, put your liquid into your dish. But have you ever felt it where it's like it starts going off and dribbling everywhere? Well, if you put your brush in the middle of your container and go down the ferrule of your brush, it actually doesn't spill out anywhere. So that's awesome. So, oh, Karen, I am so glad that you are here to join me. Yay! I love that. I knew you were a student. I knew. I'm so glad you're here. Okay, also, you're gonna want some little tweezers. So I have these just because they're, like extra pointed. You don't have to use them like that, but that's just how I'm gonna do it. I like those little tiny ones. Okay. Now we are going to use our acrylic here. All right. And our little guy here. And I'm going to show you how. Let me see if I can just adjust this out a little. Here we go. Okay. So we have our little tip here. And we're going to start by putting our brush in our liquid, wipe it on the side, and we are going to grab a beautiful bead of that cover pink. Okay, now I'm going to start here. I'm going to drop it, and I'm actually going to feather this back. We do not want this very thick at all. Feather it like this. And we're going to, I'm patting it from the belly of my brush. I'm brushing all the way down. We do not want a big, thick nail. And this is basically like the back color here. You could do any color you wanted. I think black always looks really awesome when you're doing shattered glass. So, got our black here. Not black, I mean our cover pink. Okay, let's go ahead and dip again. A nice bead of acrylic. It's always so satisfying. That down, and I did not dip my brush back in the liquid. I don't know if you saw that. I did not. It is just, I wiped it a little bit on my towel, but it is still going right down using that belly. Very gentle touch. Sometimes I feel like we are trying to move that all around, and maybe we're moving it a little bit too much, and we don't need to be. You can kind of let the acrylic do its own thing. And then we have this nice thin application. Okay, we still need one more. So we'll do another bead here. Right. Drop it here. I'm just wiping off that little bit of excess. And we're going to go on the back here. And you see how I feathered it back towards that cuticle? Isn't that nice? When you start working with acrylic, one of the things that's so important is to feather it back towards that cuticle without touching the cuticle. And then when you have any of that extra acrylic, which you shouldn't have too much if you're able to, get your ratios right, but go ahead and drag that forward so everything looks all nice and it's very nice and thin. Okay. As a matter of fact, we wouldn't have to do a whole lot of filing on this. Okay. All right, that looks nice. Now it's still a little bit wet, which is good. That's what we want. So we're gonna grab our crushed little pieces of glass here, AKA tin foil, and we're just gonna kind of push it in there, right? Okay, we'll grab another one. This is where you kind of get to be like a puzzle master. In the winter, this is a super easy way to do this because your acrylic takes a really long time to set up. But in the summer, depending on if you have air conditioning or not, it might be a little bit more difficult. So you just kind of have to gauge yourself. I always take a little bit of time and figure out how my product is working. Here we go. Now, something else to watch for, make sure that you are keeping a space between each of your shards. Okay, you don't want them overlapping each other. Oh, that looks so cool, guys. I'm super excited. All right, we'll do this one right here. Yeah, what do you think? Kind of excited. Hello, Ursula. So glad you're here. Thank you so much for joining us. Also, okay, for those of you that are coming on right now, if you could do me a huge favor and press share and share it to your page or to different nail group pages that you know, this is education that we are trying to give to people, and we want them to see that we have a lot to offer. Awesome. I'm going to do a little shard here. Trying to decide. I kind of want to do this little tiny shard here. What do you guys think? Yeah. Okay. So for those of you that have just joined, this is actually just plain old tin foil that I've put into acrylic, and I'm losing my shard. Okay. So this is where, let me grab my clear real quick. Oops. If we have where we can see that it's not holding any of our product anymore, go ahead and grab a little bit of clear, or if you have just light pink, that's fine too. And you can kind of just brush it in there. It's almost like painting it, okay? And that's gonna allow you to stick your product again. So here we go. Our little guy, come on. I just really want this tiny shard right here. I just think it would look really cool. There we go. Go. Stick. Ah ha ha. I won. Isn't that how it feels when you're like battling something? Oh, look at, I touched it again and now it's coming off. Apparently I didn't win. I'm such a nerd, guys. Such a nerd. Happy Manny Monday to you. All right, well, maybe we're just gonna have to make a different one. All right, we'll just move it up here somewhere. So we'll just grab a little bit more. It looks pretty awesome. And I come in here. And we're not really adding any thickness. It's just a little tiny bit of acrylic so that we can make that stick. And we're going to be doing 2 different ways to do this nail today. This is just one. Here we go. Stick, stick, stick. It's kind of to that point where it's like, all right, I'm done. I'm done. But it is also summer and it's Florida. So it's just what you do, right? Just what you do. Get that one off. So how is everybody today? How was your weekend? I'm going to talk for like 2 seconds about what I did this weekend, but I would love to hear what you guys did. So I actually did like, it's like a marathon, but it wasn't. It was a fitness challenge. I actually did a workout every 4 hours for almost 24 hours. Isn't that about the most psychotic thing you've ever heard? Yep, that's what I did. But there was a reason why. So I have been working out a lot. Um, I've been a nail technician for 27 years. Guys, 27 years, that is such a long time to be a nail tech. And that means I have sat on my behind for 27 years. That's a long time. And I've realized that I really like exercise, really, really like exercise, but I felt like I needed to kind of push myself into it. Once I pushed myself into it, I was like, wow, this is great. Now, I think it is very important for us as nail technicians to really consider making exercise part of our daily routine. I actually would love to do an entire seminar on the benefits of exercise. Now, the kind of exercise I do is a little bit psychotic. I'm a CrossFitter, but there's a lot of CrossFitters out there that are nail technicians, and they, like myself, have discovered that it's super important. Okay, so I think that looks really great. I don't think we need to add any more. I mean, we could continue like adding more and more and more, but instead what we're gonna do is now we're going to go ahead and encapsulate. Okay, so this absolutely can be a gel application method, 100%. So I was even talking about using like a beautiful black base, and then you can do your shards on top of that. Any color, really. There is no reason why you couldn't even just do this with gel polish. I just wanted to be able to demonstrate a little bit more of the acrylic methods, or of course hard gel, same. So did that one. Now we'll do the second bead. Your vat has fat. Oh my goodness. You guys, literally, I spent the night at the gym, and I packed lunch, like snacks. I was eating every couple hours, and spent the night there. It was like an old fashioned lock-in, like high school lock-in, right? But it was at the gym. There was a huge group of us that did it. And I have recognized that as we are sitting behind this table and we're holding hands of our clients, and we're helping them through amazing things and also rather traumatic things in their lives, sometimes we are not taking care of ourselves, and we need to care for ourselves. And people might think, oh, exercise is not taking care of myself. You know what? It 100% is. And I am all for body positivity, because we are all different shapes and we're all different sizes. However, health also has to come into play. And if we are sitting on our backsides, we are not as healthy as we should be. So, okay, so we did just our plain neutral cover pink background, and then we did our little shards. We're gonna go ahead and let that dry, and then we would come through, file it, and then do our top coat. Once again, don't forget, you can get all of these products at the nailtechstore.ca. Okay. Also, while that's drying, let's go ahead and work on our second piece. Okay. We're going to do that exact same process, but we're going to do it with gel polish instead. Not instead, but just as an addition to. Okay. So let me throw away my garbage. Karen, you're absolutely right. 100% helps with mental illness. It's like you read those words in my head. You are absolutely right. And aren't we so glad that we know that exercise can help with that? I know my son is 18 and he started going with me, and I'm so proud of him. He realizes that if he doesn't go, and he goes early, we get up at 4 in the morning, and he realizes that if he doesn't go, he's just not going to have as good a day as he could, right? So, okay. Yes, this is the original tap and dish. It always looks like a little puppy dog dish, right? I've had this quite literally for, I want to say, like 20 years. It's just something I've always had. Okay, so we're going to use this. This is Accents Black On. I've used this a lot. You can get this at once again, nailtechstore.ca, and we are going to use it on our tip. So we'll go ahead and start with that. Now, this is one of those products, it's very highly pigmented. Accent's products are fantastic. So highly pigmented. Let's go ahead and do a nice thin layer. If you do too thick of a layer, do you guys know some of the things that happen? I say this every week, so you guys might be getting tired of me saying it, but you get wrinkles. Your gel polish will wrinkle. It will not cure all the way through. And so because of that, it will peel. Also, if it's not cured all the way through, the other problem is that you risk overexposure to chemicals. So you definitely don't want to risk that overexposure to chemicals. So yep, they peel, sure do. Okay, so I have this really cute little thing here. Okay, check it out. So this is just like, they're holographic stickers is what they are. And you could come through here and you could, cut them and do things you want. But I also noticed that these little diamonds are just like cut little triangles. I thought, well, let's do that. And let's see if we can just kind of puzzle piece our diamonds together to do our shattered glass look. This is also something that you could get at Nail Tech Store. So those are some things that are kind of easy and exciting for you guys, and easy. Although if you wanted more and you wanted like more peeling, you could always like cut like little tiny shards. Okay. All right, we're gonna do one more coat because I want like a nice, thick, amazing black. You can't do thick all at once. It has to be a couple thin coats. All right. Yeah. Okay. And we'll cure this for 60 seconds. Okay. All right, throw that in there. And I'm so appreciative. I know normally I've been doing all of my lives on my personal page, which is fine, but I really like supporting Mirage Spa. And as being someone who I work as an educator with Mirage Spa, and helping nail technicians, budding nail technicians, people who want to learn how to do nails, it's really important that I start drawing people to that location. So that's why I'm like, you know what? I want for people to realize this is an amazing career to have. And that's why I'm like, all right, we're going to start doing it on this page. And that's going to be a little bit easier. Get people to start joining in the school. All right. So I'm using my little tweezers. I'm just seeing how hard it is to pull this off here. All right. Come on, little guy. Wow, it is super difficult. Why is it so hard? Give me a sec here. That would be why. Okay, look at that. Like you can peel off the back. Maybe it's like reverse. Maybe that's the best way to do it. I don't know. Maybe not. Ah, interesting. Let me look at something else. Aha, there we go. All right, so there's a back and a front. Okay, so you have to peel it in the middle. So I'm glad I got to figure that out for y'all. You didn't have to figure it out yourself, because that would have been super frustrating for you. You're sitting there with your client. You're like, I don't know what's going on. I can't get this to come off. So there's a front and then there's a back. Okay, so that's what we're doing. All right, pulling that off. There we go. That makes it easier. Okay, so let me now grab our black. Okay, right, everything's doing the hard way. I'm so glad to help you guys figure out not to do it the hard way. All right, so still grabbing with your tweezers. My tweezers are super, super sharp too. So there we go. So I am thinking, and so what's cool about this also is that this is going to have color shifting. So that's going to look really awesome. Okay, so piece by piece, another little piece. All right, pull that out. And we might end up cutting some little chunks or little pieces just to make it more not so uniform, but I just thought, here, let's use something that's maybe a little bit easier. Oh yeah, this is pretty cool. Okay, so for those of you that are here still hanging out with me, super appreciative. I am wondering, have you been to misscheryl.com to download your free ebook? Because it's really important. It's From Setback to Success. That's what it's called. You could definitely try this with flakes. Great question. I have used flakes, but it's not as uniform as really looking like that chopped up glass, right? And I was like, I really just want this. And it's so funny. My husband is the one, he was like, hey, I think you should do like, glass shards. And I was like, oh, I can do glass shards, babe. I absolutely. So I was excited that he was involved and he wanted to help me. Super cute. All right, so now I have like this little tiny triangle. I'm gonna kind of throw that in there. So it just takes a little bit of time to do the shard glass look. There we go. Oops. Bang, bang. All right. And I kind of I'm grabbing all these little, like the little shards here. You could make it so they kind of come off the edges if you wanted. Let's see here. I don't like how that one looks. Let's do it over here. Let's do it like this. And if it comes off the edge, that's okay. We're just going to cut it. That's fine. It's going to give us that a little bit of variations. I have also done this with foil. Okay, so here is another way that you can do this. You can actually take foil gel, which I have demonstrated that before. That's that stick it, right? And you can cut the foil and make that your glass. It is just sticking right to the tacky surface. Great question. Yep. Which the thing about this is there's not a lot of tacky. There's a little, but not a lot. But this is also kind of sticky. They're like little stickers. And make sure you leave, a little bit of black in there. All right, we are almost done with our cool piece. I'm so excited. Okay, now here is one of those stickers that I had pulled out. I actually want to cut it in half, I think. I got my little tiny scissors. All right, that's going to give us a couple little shards that are maybe a little different shape. Here we go. Here's the other little piece. This side. It is kind of like puzzle piecing, isn't it? Oh, go. Stuck to the back of my finger. Sorry, guys. Oh my goodness. Phoenix was losing it. Is that 24-hour workout? That's what that was. And we're going to grab another one of these little diamonds because we don't need the whole thing. We'll just put it right there. Oh, come on. There we go. All right. There, sorry. Yeah, I was trying to get it stuck. There we go. had to get my eyeball up next to it, right? And let's grab another one of these little diamonds. So having little tiny tweezers like this, these are actually eyelash tweezers. So having little tiny tweezers like this would be very beneficial if you're to use something like this. And you can do the same with the little tiny pieces of tin foil. You just have to cut them. All right, that looks so good. So now what we'll do is we'll take this and we're just going to cut. And when you're doing anything that is sticking off the nail like this, whether it's like your striping tape or like this one, you know, where it's sticking off, you need to make sure that you cut it just a little bit inside your edge. Okay. Yeah, it's one of those you hold your breath, most definitely. So you want to cut it, you see where it's like hanging out a little bit. You want to cut it so that it is just inside of that edge, because you do not want it to hang off the edge. That is where you can peel it. You know, if you have a client who's like a peeler or a biter, yeah, it's like that's exactly what's happening. So sorry about that. Let's go. Let's grab this. Cut. There you go. And you can kind of see where it's not flush with the edge. It's a little bit shallower than the edge. There you go. See that? Okay. So that is definitely a very, very easy way to do this nail. And then you can top coat it. So I am going to top coat it and show it to you. So this is, once again, Accents Shine On, one of my very, very favorites. And it will, you can get that at nailtechstore.ca. And don't forget, if you guys have not already, go and check out the website for the school that I was talking about. There's some that have watched this live that are current students. There's people that will catch it later that are current students, but that is miragespa.ca. It's a nail tech school. It is 100% online. We have an international student base. This is not just the United States. And what's really cool about this school, people think, oh my goodness, you can never teach somebody how to do nails online. Well, you know what? Yes, you can, because Cheryl Tebow has been very successful at doing that for 20 years. And it used to be that people would sign up and she would send them like DVDs, they would watch them, they do their practicals, send the nails back to her, and then she would review their work. She would break the nails and then send it back to them for them to repair it, and then they send it back to her. So obviously that was like back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. Well, now everything is online. So the photographs are taken so specifically and then sent to me. And then I am able to go through them and say, hey, this needs work, or this needs work, or hey, you did really great. Give the students their grades and then move them forward. They have so much like one-on-one single attention. So it's it's kind of amazing. As far as continuing education, real quick, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cure this. Okay. So as far as continuing education, I definitely think that's something that we can probably do. It is based out of Canada. And what's really cool is it's in British Columbia. And so there are a lot of programs where you are able to get funding if you need funding. So that kind of stuff is really, really great about this school. So, okay, so I'm going to do a little bit of filing on this. And I know sometimes it's hard to watch somebody file in camera. So I'm going to just like pull it over here off of the camera. And I'm just filing across the top, just so it looks all nice and smooth. No little bumpies. Billy Joe, I am so proud of you. I'm so glad that you were able to complete your course. You are going to do so good in your life. I've been, one of the things that's so cool about this school is when the students send in their photographs, I actually pull it up on the computer and I'm able to look at them and record a video of myself talking to them, kind of like a video gamer does. Like they'll record themselves playing a video game, right? So it is like so high tech. You would never believe how high tech this is. And a student has to complete, I want to say it's like 50 sets before they're able to graduate. So I've just been here filing just a little bit more over here. And then we will top coat this. So for those of you that have just joined in, the nail that I'm filing right now, I just made my phone big jiggle. Sorry about that. The nail I'm filing right now is all done with acrylic and tin foil, just aluminum foil. All right, so now we're going to top coat this. So here we have it just filed all nice. The cool thing about the encapsulation is it's not, we didn't file it so far down or apply so much thick product that you have to file, but all of those corners are still intact. So we'll use our Shine On. And the other thing I love about Shine On, honestly, is you can file the nail, but you don't have to buff it, and you can just go straight into using your top coat. So that's really great. All right, so here's our nice nude color, very like low key with actual tin foil in the nail, encapsulated in acrylic. So I'll go ahead and cure that one. And then here's the other one, which was done with just gel polish and our little stickers. So these are our little stickers. And this was like diamonds, and we just kind of took them apart and did it the way we wanted, little corners. So 2 different ways to do a shattered glass nail, kind of cool. So definitely check out those websites. So miragespa.ca and Ursula, I will look into getting some continuing education. I know that's something that we've been working on. Also, we're going to be having more classes through the school that are more, they're not beginner classes, they're more advanced classes. So those are some things that we'll be working on that you can see in the future. And don't forget to go to misscheryl.com and put in your email, and you get a free ebook from Setback to Success. So definitely check that out. So there's the black, and here's our tin foil. 2 very similar looks, different techniques. There's no reason why you couldn't do them with hard gel either. So pretty cool, right? Just kind of something a little different on a Manny Monday. So thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for sharing the video and engaging with me. I am really, really appreciative of you all. You guys are pretty great. So we will see you next Monday for something else new and exciting. All right. Have a wonderful week, everybody. Be successful, be strong. All right. And don't forget to exercise. All right. We'll talk to you guys later. Bye.